वेलकम लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन आपका पॉडकास्ट टुनाइट विथ योर लवली होस्ट्स साला रुश्दी.
I would have thought you'd let our guests do that.
No, that's my job.
Really
I have
selfish
one thing to do,
clapping
and that's what I do.
Okay, cool. So, welcome back to the Sal and Rushdi show.
That's right.
Where Rushdi claps to get this podcast started.
Hell yeah.
Every time.
Every single
Because
time.
He doesn't realize we don't need it for sound syncing anymore.
What are you thinking?
You're not syncing enough. So our jokes are syncing. We've got someone with us today.
What we do?
Yeah,
Who is it?
Let's introduce this person. He's a fellow performer.
Oh my God, is it Ahmed?
No, like our audience knows which Ahmed. We actually have 3 different Ahmeds performing at the theater at any given time. No, this guy has been performing with us for 5 years now.
And Sal knew that from the top of his head.
He didn't have to, I didn't have to wait for him to signal it to me. We don't believe in research. So and he works in the medical industry, but not like a doctor. We're not cool enough to hang out with really educated people. He's on more the data side, so he's going to tell us more about himself. Please welcome on. Like I'm saying this, like people are going to clap.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Osama.
Hey, it's me, Osama. Thanks. That was really kind of you, Sal.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
A new dad as well.
A new dad, yeah.
I'm like you're introducing yourself. I'm still throwing lines in, and also long hair.
That's really kind of you. Yeah, that's about all the good stuff. And then from there on,
and I struggle.
Yeah. No, I was like, whoa, how am I going to live up to this? It sounds like a perfect.
Tell the average person who does not understand computers and stuff.
Are you talking about your friend here, Rushdi, this guy?
Yeah. For his sake. For his sake. Could you explain what you do?
Right. So I work in data management for healthcare.
I lost you right there. There's 3 words too many. Break
I have
it down.
a team of fantastic technical people that are able to build mechanisms for health authorities and healthcare.
Oh my God, so boring.
To store
God.
and transfer data.
Whoa! You got to turn this into slang.
Okay, so
Slang it.
So when you go to see the doctor in it. Won't it be raw if your doctor?
He didn't say accent. He said
fam.
If your doctor could flip open an app, and look at your entire medical history and make the best decision for your yard.
For your yard?
What?
Is
For
he a
your
gardener
yard?
now?
He's a yard.
I'm lost.
You've lost me.
We're just oh my God, it's
You help make doctors better decisions.
We yeah. In short, I mean, we provide an aggregated way of looking at anyone's health records and arriving at decision points.
He can't help himself.
No,
like
he can't.
he'll.
I don't know a simpler
You
way.
don't know how to simplify it.
A health information exchange. I build and run health information exchange.
That sounds so boring, dude.
Nobody knows. This is like
I think he doesn't know what he does. He's just like, I gotta throw
saying,
in, mix in some words, right? Health,
Information.
consultant.
I started as a consultant many years ago at Oracle, and I think the motto, the little secret motto as consultants that we had was that if you can convince him, confuse him, and that's what would happen. We just go in there and be like, yes, Mr. Ahmed, we found that the data banks are oversubscribed, and therefore, and you just drop a bunch of jargon on them, and they'll just say, and they want to be smart and they want to look right, so they'll agree with you. Say, please fix it. I know what you're talking about. I throw money at it. You fix it.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're right about no one wants to question, like look like they don't get it, right?
Totally.
So you played it to your advantage.
Yeah,
That
we
is
do.
awesome. That is awesome. So something to do with health. So that's your 8 to 5.
Yeah.
Or 8 to 5 American time.
Exactly.
Because
you're like a 6 to 3 a.m. here, you know.
They're different, working through a different time zone as well, right?
Yeah, and I do different regions. So sometimes I'll start at 9 a.m. and check in on South Africa or the UAE market first, then South Africa after.
Wow.
And then the UK, and then US East Coast, and then US Pacific.
Shit.
And there was a time where I did like projects across all 4 of these. So yeah, I was probably doing 15, 20-hour days for about a month and a half.
You're living like 28-hour days, right? Like because I'm thinking that's incredible because you're doing that job, and then you're parenting now a lovely girl who's now 7 months.
Yeah, nearly 7 months.
Yeah,
nice one.
7 months,
Hey.
yeah. And I think you gave me too much credit for that. Like about 7 months. Yeah, cool. And then performing.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So the performing started. I was working on a project between the UAE and Saudi about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and I was traveling every.
It has been 5-6 years of improv performance, right?
Performance, yeah, but I didn't come in as a performer. I came in just in the mix.
You took a class,
I took a class, and then I was just looking to be part of the community, and I started volunteering. So they have a fantastic volunteering program.
Who was the first person you took a class with in the courtyard?
It was
at the courtyard.
Kemsley Dickinson.
Oh, really? You went straight to the top.
To the top, yeah.
Nice.
And I didn't know anything about the theater or who he was, and sort of after the class I was just I used to ask these really typical Dubai questions, the same taxi driver questions like,
are you married?
What's your job, what's your salary,
what do you do for money?
Muslim. So I was chatting with him and I was like, so what do you do? And assuming so incorrectly that people probably didn't do this full time. That's how how little
I still
knew.
get that from loads of people. So you do this.
And I'm sure I've asked you that as well. It's like, what's your daytime job, right?
Yeah.
Thinking that everyone was here just
in an office cubicle.
Yeah, trying to get out. And my wife actually signed me up for my first class. She's like, you need this.
You need this.
You're not yourself. You're really cranky. You're a pain in the ass. So I think this would.
Shout out to Jess.
Yeah, straight up. Shout out to Jess. She thought that this would be something that I'd enjoy, and I was speaking with Kems afterwards, and I'm like, oh, so who owns this? And he's like, well, actually I do, right? And then he told me the story. It was a crowd-funded theater.
Yeah.
And, he was teaching privately, but people really believed in him.
Yeah.
And as I've after the class, I thought, I want to do something more. I want to be involved more.
Yeah.
What can I do? And they said we have a volunteering program. So it's not just about performing, but there's a lot that goes into putting on a performance. From the minute that a patron walks through the doors.
Yeah. How long before you got on stage? Apart from the student showcase, which we do at this, like an actual audience, unknown performer experience.
It would have been at least over a year after I had started volunteering and started doing the classes. That's how long it took for me to build the courage. And I'll tell you why a year
so over a year. You were like running away from an opportunity.
It was so interesting because I really wanted to. I was so excited.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait. And people thought the way I spoke backstage was they thought I was comfortable enough. So I think the first thing I ever did was they said, would you like to host a maestro? So you walk.
That was the first thing they gave you?
The first
a lot
thing.
Of people, start off that way.
I mean, I think I did the safety talk before. I'm not sure. And it was weird. I was really confident. And I went out, and as soon as I went out, it was a full house. The lights came on, and I spazzed out. I didn't say anything.
Really?
Ladies and gentlemen, and I choked.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't. I was you are here, the maestro. And I was like looking at the notes, and I was really fun.
Yeah.
I really.
It's probably the script also, right? Because you're.
There was a bit of a script. I went red hot, and then I looked, and there was Marie, the director, and she was like really trying to will me on.
Yeah.
Like really mouthing the words and really helped me get the words out. And so I did that, and I was like, what a horrific experience, traumatized for life. And so when that night ended,
that's awesome.
Jess Pratt, who would cast me that night, I was like, I think I'm good. And she said, you're going to do this again next week. And And the next week I messed up again, but I was half better. And then she said, "You're gonna do it again next week."
Yeah.
And so the third week I nailed it, totally nailed it, and I was like, I completely shook off whatever the heck.
It's so funny listening to people's individual stories because I didn't experience it with you. I don't remember. I was probably backstage, if I was at that show at all, to have
witnessed something totally different.
I think I might not have been because I would have remembered something and gone, Huggy, check this newbie out. He's
Fresh meat.
But actually, and about that too, I think the culture is so amazing because it's always about looking out for anyone that's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, this is our new person.
I still would have laughed.
Yeah. Oh, we still laugh. We still laugh.
No,
you gotta laugh.
Yeah, believe me, I think everyone did laugh. They just didn't realize I was having a hard time.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's why it's so bad. I'll tell you why it's so bad for me personally. It's because I'd invited my wife. I'm going to be on stage. So she was there. I invited a bunch of friends.
I've given you...
Yeah.
Oh,
About 6 friends. They were all there. And I was like, this is going to be my big moment. I'm going to be hosting this night. And so they're all there. And they saw me choke. And they left like really feeling sorry for me. Going, hard luck.
way.
But I swear,
Did they say it to you?
It was a hard luck, buddy. And
Hard luck hosting. It's not even like you lost the show.
match,
And in fact, that guy did not come back ever.
Really? Do you ever go, no, come back now. Now I finished my...
I know it now. I know how to do it.
I know my lines
It's
now.
like, oh man, if I could go back and call back everyone that I felt I disappointed, the list is massive. I always feel like that still to this day.
I don't look at it like disappointed. Like I think you're still doing something that's crazy, like getting on in front of people and performing. So screw them.
Well, nice way of looking at it.
Yeah. Like no, I not like disrespected the audience. But people should know. It's,
props to the performers. It's
man.
It's a lot. I keep telling people in improv they're taking a lot of risks, and you don't have to be a great performer. You just have to be average, to be honest. And I don't mean to quote like an improv philosophy, which is just be average, but just being average and being present. You're kind of listening to your partner and responding in the most obvious, honest way you're trying to. It's already so much work, man.
Seeing bad performance, I don't know. He had chai and then
Where did he come
I don't know. I think it's the chai.
I'm gonna leave and take my mics with me. Best of luck.
Seeing bad performers is not. I don't mind it. Some people get angry. It's not the bad performers I have a problem with. It's the ones that are kind of oblivious or indulgent. And not respectful towards the show and audiences and fellow performers. They bother me more than bad performance can happen to anybody.
And it's
terrible
I think you guys use this term. It's disposable theater because obviously we do
improv.
improvised
Stand-up, not so much.
Not our stand-up.
I think you dispose.
If anything, we don't want to dispose of
it. But it is.
That was your first. Okay, that was hosting, and I get it. Hosting is a different beast in a way.
Yeah, 100%.
What was the first thing you did? I can't remember.
I think probably a maestro.
A maestro?
Yeah, probably a maestro.
I think so. I remember.
I basically lost maestro like maybe 50 times in a row before surviving to the second round.
But your first time. Your first time on stage. I understand that you came from stand-up comedy already. So you were already doing.
Been on stage.
Been on stage.
Yeah.
You've done stand-up comedy, but it's obviously sketched, right, or scripted.
For the most part, you know what you're gonna say. If you choose to stray away from your script or prepared material, that's a choice.
Did you ever ad-lib before you came to the improv stage? Did you ever ad-lib in your?
I did forcibly on my set. It would say introduction joke, joke 1, joke 2, and joke 3 is talk to the audience because I would force myself to like talk to the audience, and it never went like well, but I was like, I didn't die. Like that was pretty good. Like I didn't.
I remember talking to the audience the first time. I was like, I'm gonna talk to the audience, and I just went, "Hi, what's your name?" And they're like, "Osama," and I'm like, "Okay."
I did it, guys.
My heart was like pounding.
I still
that I did
have
that.
the weirdest audience interactions. Oh,
really?
Oh, but you know
At
what?
the theater?
I'll tell you. We did a show not too long ago. It was.
But the improv didn't bother me to talk to the audience for that. Maybe I was used to it. I don't know, but it's different when you're doing stand-up. The
It's
pressure
totally
is
different.
that you've got to come up with something funny there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What were you saying about?
Is it? Wait, no. I want to kind of lean into what you said there. Was it about breaking that? Was it fourth wall? What do you? You're breaking something, right? So you set up an expectation.
With the stand-up, you're breaking all. And you know, you're in the early days. You're stressed about getting your jokes right and knowing them, just memorizing them and making sure you deliver it perfect. Because when you start off, everybody gives you advice, right? And some of the advice you get is like, you got to know exactly word your punchline right, and some truth to it, but.
Oh, bless you.
You could come across.
Thank you.
Thanks for sneezing through my great answer.
I think it's gonna happen again.
Giving me a heads up.
Hello, police. COVID police. Hello.
So I think you just in your head about it a little bit, and then the talking to the audience thing, breaking the fourth wall.
breaking the podcast.
Yeah.
Breaking the momentum.
breaking the fourth wall. No, but the expectation that when I interact with this audience member, A, I've got to come up with something funny. B, I don't want them to make me look stupid.
Yeah.
So there's that double-edged sword you're playing with.
So do you have? I'm sure. Do you have a few polite words that you usually exchange and get out of there?
No, I just say now. I just talk, right? Like so. The first time,
I just talk.
Yeah.
What did you do before?
No, exactly. So you perform.
Do a
I
dance?
think you're performing the first few times you speak to people. That's why you're worried about.
Hi,
it, right?
what's your name?
Yeah,
and you're very performancy.
trying to be someone.
Yeah.
And then once I started just talking to people, you just enjoy it, and something will come up, and you're also relaxed. Going, look, if sometimes nothing will come up, and you go, okay, great, conversation, move on.
Can I ask you a stand-up question?
Yeah, go for it.
Just off of that, have you ever my guess is that you have a certain I don't know what you call it, a roster of jokes, right? Prepared that you want to. You have a run that you do.
Yeah.
Has it ever happened that you've forgotten something and it's messed up your flow, or it's messed up the way that you wanted to do the arc of your time?
Even jokes we've been doing for years because I know Rushdi's act. And I can tell when he's messed up. He might still do it well, or it'll mess up, and I'll know why, because I'm like, you missed that a little bit,
or line.
And it happens to you. And there've been times where I'm gonna do something a bit later on, and I'm like, I forgot to set up.
You can't. You got to set up your callbacks, right? Yeah.
But it's not perfect, and I think once you learn to live with not perfection, then you're fine.
One time I was like doing really badly, and I was like, it's time for me to like do one good joke so I can leave.
Is that right now?
And I said, let me do the punchline joke. So I said the punchline. And then I was like, well crap. I've done it already. So I was literally like, I'm gonna tell you the punchline joke. And here's the joke. And the midway through I'm like, I said the punchline already. So I said the punchline to silence. And then I said, all right, guys, that's my time. Because that's what my brain told me to do. Like, do the joke,
What else can you do at that point, right? You're done.
And everyone's like, you said the punchline. Like, before you started the joke. That wasn't funny. And I'm like...
You're not meta enough.
Could.
Unless you did like Dave Chappelle, who said, I'll tell you.
I will tell you.
And then I'll do it.
No,
but I've done
Dave Chappelle
stuff like that before as well, where I've used the punchline or delivered it incorrectly. And then you wanted to walk off to that. You know what I do now is if it's the last thing...
Yeah.
To stop myself, because I realized one time when I did it, I started going to other jokes to just, you're then like sinking. And you're like, I gotta go on a laugh. I gotta go. And it just gets progressively worse.
Always. Because you're more desperate. You're just getting more and more desperate.
So I say it quickly and I say, okay, thank you very much. Because regardless of if it landed or not, you're like, goodbye.
I don't want to know. I'm out of here. I don't want to. Don't look back. Just go.
Yeah. That's stand-up.
That's intense. That is so intense.
Dude, once I went, hey man, what's your name? None of your business. It's like, and at this point I was like, nah, bruh. In my head, I was like, nah. It's everyone's business. So I was like, no, man. Like, come on. You don't know your name? Being cheeky, you're not trying to. And he's like, none of your business.
Aggressive.
And I'm like, but you have some business. Come on, man. Then I start begging. Come on, man.
Why didn't you change your guy. Like, what?
No.
Because in that moment, you pick the worst thing to do.
Exactly. So in that moment, I was like, nah. Come on, man. Come on. I'm like in Mina Bazaar begging. Come on, man. I'm like, give me, and I honestly, I keep going. I'm like, give me your pet name, at least pet name. I don't even need to know your real name. And he's like, none of your business. Leave me alone.
But
and I'm like, bro, you came to a comedy show, bro. Like all that stupid.
That?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And he gave me nothing.
The trick, and even then you won't always get it right. But the trick is, the worst thing you can do at that time is to have the audience turn against you.
Yeah.
Right. So did that happen in that incident?
The thing is, everyone was like, this guy's being weird. And everyone was on my side, but then I went.
But then
too
when
far.
you badgered,
when
you
badgered.
lost the audience as well. So that's what I mean. Like there have been times when I've gone and I'm like, if I just quit when the audience was still on my side, he would have looked like the douche,
the villain,
the villain. And instead now it's a gray area where they're like, maybe the
now
comic
it's completely changed. If someone says none of your business, I'm like, you are correct. And next person, like I would move on. And then and then this has happened as well, where the person, it wasn't a none of your business. It was more a monosyllable. And I was being nice. I can honestly say I was being nice. And I said, cool, that's fine. If you don't want to talk, we'll skip. And then as I was talking to someone else, he keeps going, yeah, whatever, like blah, blah. And I was like, sir, you had your chance. And I don't want you anymore. Like you can keep quiet now.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, you can keep quiet now. Thanks for playing. And we're done. Like you can stop.
Man, way to mess up a room. You know, these people really like.
No, I never blame most people in this situation are so like, I do not want to look like they're so petrified.
Yeah.
Walking with a lot of people, even now, I'm surprised because we're the performers. There's audience that come and go, I don't want to sit on the front row, and they say it as if we're standing there with like, I don't know.
But man, there were comedians like that before. I remember when I started, literally, I'm not gonna name drop, but a guy would be like,
and this happened in the improv shows as well, by the way.
Oh yeah. I mean, still, I mean, I can see it in the eyes, but the guy literally said, I don't have any jokes. Guess I'm gonna have to roast audience members. And I'm like, you just decided that? Like, you decided that now? And I quickly go to the organizer and I'm like, please let me go before him. Because I don't want to go when everyone's angry and upset. I was like, please let me go beyond. And he's like, no, you got more time. I was like, no. I don't want to.
Switch around.
Yeah, dude. No. It's like
he's gonna,
getting into a relationship with someone with way too much baggage. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want that. I just want to perform to a light crowd who just here to laugh, not who has bruises and burns and are bleeding from the last act. I'm like, please. And the guy's like, fine. And I had a great time, came off, and I just took cover. I was like, let's see what happens. And that guy just went crazy. And the audience were all like, the only thing they didn't do was boo. But they were not having a good time.
I've had something similar happen, and unfortunately, I didn't change my spot.
Oh, no.
So what ended up happening is I'm watching this guy, and audiences start leaving, and you're like,
no.
So you walk up in front of an angry crowd,
and
half of them have left.
Recovery.
No, there's no recovery.
There is no. It's not like they go, Salman's here, let's go back, guys. Everyone come back.
Yeah.
Maybe he would change the mood.
Yeah, no, there's nothing
it's
like that.
It's but we used to see that in the improv shows too.
What's the worst you've seen? Look, by the way, I have like a question for you guys' performance, but just on this, I want to ask you, what's the worst thing you've seen happen to somebody on stage with respect to an audience?
Seen or done?
No, witness. I'm sure
Witness?
An
audience has done to
somebody on a performer on stage, or the other way around, but just something that didn't go right.
I want to give mine. I want to give mine first. They were doing a roast.
We're thinking the same.
No, probably not. We were doing a roast of a comedian. Not we. Sorry, I hate roasts.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing it. But a guy, they were roasting someone, and one of the performers who was supposed to roast the roasty, I don't even know what you call it. It's the roasty.
The person.
And he printed pictures.
Okay.
He printed pictures and started handing it out and saying, look at this, guys. He's so stupid and silly, and everyone's just looking at large cardboard pictures of the person.
God.
And the person is in the room. He's there.
Mean.
So why are you giving out pictures? And worst part is the pictures didn't look that bad. The person was just like fine. He was just smiling.
So what was he? He was trying to fat shame that person?
No, not really. He was just
what
like
was the pictures like?
It was an earlier
misguided
modeling picture, I think.
Oh, some embarrassing old photos, was it? Something
supposedly,
like that?
but not so embarrassing when you were Brad Pitt, right?
And you see this like group of 30 people just passing cardboard. Like a cardboard cardboard cutout, and I'm talking big cardboard. What is this?
Yeah,
A3?
Yeah.
A3?
Yeah, A3.
But that
like-
was one comic to another comic? Was that?
Yeah.
One
it was a
comic
roast of
passing
a
it,
comic, yeah.
roast, and he was passing it, and the audience were just like, we have no idea.
I just missed it. Okay.
One of my main things about roasts is no one knows who you are. Even if you're big in the community, that's cool. But if you start like if I'm a big fan of Sal and someone's like, I'm gonna roast Sal, and they're just saying like stupid things, I'd be like, I'm not on board with this because I like Sal. He's a cool guy. Like, why are we roasting him again? Okay, cool. He signed up for it. But I'm like, I don't know him like that. The thing about Sal is his mom is like, and you're like, I don't know his mom.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How can I?
Or any
connect
of
to
our
this?
public work or
Yeah,
something.
it's
So
nothing.
yeah. Well, have you ever seen a bad incident?
I've
that made
seen.
you-
You know
many.
what?
Some
There's like
instances.
when you ask me that, one story just comes straight to mind. It's this is in Dubai, okay, and this is at a small bar where they do stand-up gigs, and it's a little
Yeah.
bar, little stage there. Okay.
Were you watching or performing?
I was watching. No, I was just there hanging out with some friends, just catching up, and we knew some of the comics there as well. So the night goes on, and there's a table at the front. They're having a great time. They're a little bit pissed, and all the comics like have great conversations with them. So this guy, this big Scottish guy at the front was really like friendly, and there was nothing wrong. Like everyone was cool. It was great. And I think we'd gotten to the headliner, and remember it's a very small place. So again, nothing wrong, nothing going on. It's just that this guy, I think he'd had enough to drink. He got up, he turned around to the stage, and he just projectile vomited all over like, the stage and the comic's feet, and like just went. Oh my god! And all of us were just laughing in hysterics.
Do you remember who the headliner was? I gotta check this story out.
It was an Irish bar, and it was an Irish person. I can't.
Maybe? I don't know. But this is hilarious.
I lived in Abu Dhabi, so I drove out here. That this is like 7-8 years ago. It was so hilarious.
Right. Okay. Cool.
And. But everyone was a good sport about it. We all laughed and we gave the guy props and we walked. But that was truly astonishing to see.
Yeah, that's something. I thankfully
Anything that ends with projectile vomiting is like
it's not a great experience.
Yeah.
No, but performing wise, have the three of us done, apart from like the big maestros, have we done any other show?
We've done Bollywood Improvised. We've done a TV show as well together.
Oh, right. Yes.
Comedy.
Yes,
I did some production on that, and I was on a couple of episodes there. And again, these are all sort of the opportunities, right? That opened up once I became part of the theater community. And there's other things too, man. I make popcorn, right? I do sonography, right? And I can do front desk and so on. So there's so many different roles. You're invisible because that's how it's meant to be. The audience and the patrons that come in have this experience. They don't know how, but it's been a pleasant experience, and it's all these parts that.
Did you get intimidated by other performers at any time?
Oh, you know what? Yes and no, right?
Yeah.
So inspired by a lot of them.
Yeah.
Intimidated because I did initially try and copy a lot of them, right? Trying to do a cowboy that I'd seen somebody do.
Yeah.
And so in that process, you realize, whoa, this is a lot harder. That person made it look easier.
That's true. That happens.
Skill.
The audience is throwing stuff at me now.
In front of a mirror while that did not go as planned, right? So and after flopped a few times in the beginning, then the intimidation got stronger, and I was like, ooh, I probably need to not try this, and that's what led to being a bit more original. So you kind of got to go through that process of failure and intimidation, I think, but also it inspires you, doesn't it? If you have the right attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're inspired rather than copy exactly what they've done. Yeah. But it's, I've had someone do, we do an improvised monologue in the middle of a show and stuff. And I got some scene and I did it. And then the week after, someone else got a improvised monologue and they did mine word for word, like almost like as much as they could, and it was just like I was backstage, so I missed it, but everyone came up to me and said they just did your monologue from last week. I was like, wow, that. But I have no problem with that. I just I realize people will panic and latch onto something they know, and they saw it work.
The weirdest part is they would do it, and you'd be like, you'd try to approach the topic and they will not register that they just copied someone. Sometimes that does happen.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons I have stopped giving any advice for jokes and stuff. I very rarely like want to give someone a punchline or something, not out of selfishness. I get excited by the creative process, but very soon I realized you tell someone, and in your head you would deliver it a certain way. They don't do it, and it bombs, and you're like, oh. But you know it was funny,
the way,
right? It would have been funny in the way you imagined it, but then you go, oops. You feel responsible for their big.
I got a question for you guys. So you're stand-up comedians. You're
what?
You're
I try
improvisational performers. Yeah, you do television.
Improvisation.
What's the right word? You're improvisers. You're stand-up comics, right? You're Sir Improvisation a lot, right? You do TV.
Why you kiss way too much ass, dude? What's the question?
So my question is, what goes into your prep? Is it different for each of you? I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to get I'm trying to be inspired and maybe
what's the question?
If you have good discipline, maybe
the first thing you need to do is you need to pay people that you interview.
But for real, serious question.
What is it?
What do you have a prep that you do before you get on stage, and does it vary for any of the different things that you're getting involved in?
Sal has a Twix bar, that I know.
Yeah, it's changed over the years though. I used to like vibing, hanging out, having a bigger laugh, and now I kind of want to chill out. It's aging, I guess.
Yeah.
Or just talking to fewer people than everybody.
Yeah.
And I know we talk about connecting and stuff, but I think everyone's thing changes, and I think what you've got to do, the best advice I got was just do whatever gets you into a good mood. And that's what I like to do.
Yeah, that's true. So same with me, I guess. We tend to, and it's habitual where everyone warms up and stuff. It's not that I'm not big on warm-ups. The thing is, when we warm up, you get into that mind space, physically, mentally, whatever, you're in that zone, and then we stop for another half an hour. That half an hour is what kills me. So I can't really warm up. And my thing is, dude, if I'm asleep and you just like wake me up and we're like, you have to do a show now, I'll be like, cool, let's go. I don't need, there's no time. I don't have any like a need for 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I'm just that type of person.
I think we both hate waiting, don't we?
We both hate waiting.
Yeah. I don't know how you feel.
I'm impatient. I'm pretty impatient. Maybe that's something that we have in
It's so
common.
weird because if someone says 5 minutes, I'm like, cool, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But if someone says and they don't show up, it's a problem for me. But if they're like, man, I'm running another 5 minutes late, I'm like, cool. That's no problem with me. But that waiting with not knowing what's happening or what to do, that's what frustrates me. I'm like, now you've wasted my time. Like, that's my problem.
Are you a diva?
No. Because I don't need things. The diva would, I mean, in my head, what I think is, I'm like, I need it like this. I need the lights to be here. Dude, if we're like, which we've done, trainings at parking lots and public areas, I'm like, cool, it's fine, no problem.
Fair enough.
So diva would be like, no, I need shade, I need water, I need a lemon wedge, all that sort of stuff.
You're flexible, but you're just on top of shit.
Well, the thing is, I'd rather do nothing than wait for you.
Yeah, okay.
But me doing nothing while waiting for you is not, it's not valid.
Time is money, baby.
I don't think any of us are diva-ish.
I don't think improvisers
I think
be
artists should be
and
somewhat,
I think you guys are
I
salt
agree.
of the earth.
This is a very interesting thing that Sal brings up all the time. I like it.
Yeah, I think artists should be a little bit diva-ish. It's a protection thing sometimes. And also, I think, I know we're all nice and we don't do it, but I think sometimes there are times when you should put your foot down on certain things. Because I've got myself into situations, I'm sure we all have as performers, where you've gone, I wish I had been a bit more strict so they'd got this right, and then the performance would have been right. Just for the sake of the show, for the sake of getting something done, I think you should demand something. It comes back to that famous story. What's that band with the M&Ms and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And they asked for the green M&Ms to be removed. It's in their rider for tech specs.
Oh, wow.
And at first it seemed like a diva-ish thing to do, but they put it in there because they knew if the production team hadn't spotted that means they didn't go through the stuff clearly.
Right.
And
Van
so
Halen. It was Van Halen.
And
yeah.
so the setup will not be according correct, and they'll refuse performance based on
it's
that.
in their rider, no brown M&Ms.
No brown.
That's so
So
smart.
the first thing they do is they come in and they check if there are brown M&Ms. If there are no brown M&Ms, they know that they've read the rider. If there are
they've gone
brown
through
M&Ms,
every point.
then they know that they haven't read the rider. And what they used to do, I know they've done it once for sure. They've destroyed the whole room.
Yeah, because it's in the thing,
it says,
right?
It's in the contract that they're not going to be
yeah.
liable for anything in the room. So.
Yeah.
See, I can't pull diva antics like that. I'm on like level 1, right?
And that's why the three of us are here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, right.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Any of you have a cologne named after you? No.
I'll tell you the level I'm at, right? The first time I went to watch a show at the Improv Theater here in Dubai, right? I went to watch a show. I wasn't volunteering, nothing. This was like early days. Just invited by a friend. I watched the first act, and there was a sonographer walking around moving a carpet, slipped on a wig, fell down. Everyone laughed at him. He went backstage. And then at the end of the night, the manager comes out and he goes, "Hey guys, you know that chap that fell down earlier?" We're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, he smashed his foot and it's busted, it's broken, and we've called an ambulance. So just letting you know, don't stress when you see an ambulance on your way out." And then I was like, "Man, this is for real.
This
like,
is serious,
this is where you know, it's a good place to start learning. Exactly.
Yeah.
Earn your ranks and." Break a leg was real. Like for me, I was like, "Oh my god, this is a legit theater."
The thing is, one of the dangers of starting in a great place like the Courtyard is, and for you that might be the case. So you start there. There's lights. The production is right behind you. The team wants to put on a good show, right? There's heart there. When was the first time, if ever, you went and performed outside the Courtyard Playhouse?
That would have been about 2 or 3 years.
Where was that?
That was in Bristol. So I went to the Bristol.
But it was still a theater?
It was the Bristol Improv Theatre, the oldest
was that?
improv theatre in the UK.
Yeah.
And you know, you won't believe this. And I really thought... I was really in the wrong proud. Place. I went in there, and I was fairly okay at that time. I'm nothing great. Improv does take some muscle memory, right? And you develop that over time. So, you know, I was still in the early stages of my journey. For here, the standards here, right? And we go to the Bristol Improv Theatre, and they had their seasoned folks, and somehow everyone has heard of Kemsley Dickinson. Like I've been to like different theaters around Europe, and they all know of Kems and the theater here in Dubai. So I was like, I've come from there, and I'll do a little course with you guys today. And so we did this course, and it was amateur hour. I mean, it was really. I'm not saying basic stuff or anything. It was an advanced class for them, but I just. Like it was just weak. There was such little quality, such poor quality.
But that was a class. No, did you do a show?
So not just after the class, you know, they're like, "Hey, we like you. You know, you want to come back tonight?" And you know, we do a show, hop in, and so we got. I came back later, and we did this this sort of a. What's it called? A super scene type of a thing.
Yeah.
And I had such a great time.
Yeah.
And afterwards they were all just really kind and nice to me, and they said, "Man, you're so advanced, and you've brought some different
But this was a theater
techniques."
again, right?
This was a theater.
Have you ever performed improv in a non-theater scene?
Oh yeah.
Where was that?
Oh man, I did improvisers versus comedians at a bar.
Now we're talking the real world.
And oh my god, I think
I remember that one.
Yeah, because you set up this battle.
Oh, I remember.
And I think graciously you said, "You know what? I'm not going to go on the comedian team. I'm going to go on the improvisers team." And right off the bat, I think we didn't expect it to be as quick-witted and as that feeling when you say what you think is a joke, and then you don't hear anything, right? Yeah. Not even crickets. It's silent.
And the crickets are silent.
On your face, and you're like, "What's?" And then you panic, and then you try and do something else to recover from it, and then that doesn't work, and so you're in this now.
None of your business. That's where you are. None of your business.
Is the cricket saying it? None of your business.
And I'm like, oh God. And that was the first few words that I'd said that night. So I'm like, how much more of this? 20 minutes? What? I died. Like halfway through, I was like, can I just leave? Like, it was the real world. Oh no.
There is nothing like a bad show in a bad place to learn.
To learn humility.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Humility and like, bare naked, this is how bad I can be. Yeah. Or it could be. Yeah.
Or hey, I'm outside of my bubble. Reality check. Hang on. So the things that I think are funny are just funny in that world.
There's two ways of looking at it, right? Like, it's like, why put yourself through trauma? Because, but I still think a couple of bad shows here and there just make you at least appreciate what is important to putting on a good show.
One of the most troubling things about performing in an awesome venue is you kind of break the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds, which is one time it's a third of the time it's great, third of the time it's all right, and third of the time it sucks.
Okay.
When we continue to perform at the Courtyard, which is basically catered towards packaging the perfect opportunity to perform. So if you're crap, the lights are still tight, the sound, the smells, your supporting cast, everyone is
scaffolding around.
Exactly, and you're a piece of
they've got you covered, right? They will mask your
bright in the red on him.
There we go. Just throw red color on you, and then you stand out. If you have a bad night, or you're generally just and when I say weak performer, you haven't learned the lessons yet, so you will definitely be suffering if you're someone who goes there every week and you're part of the ensemble or a cast or a show and you're having a great time, and you go outside and you're like, oh my God, there's no lights, there's no dedicated mic. What do we do?
The theater was so bare where I went. But it's not just so it's not okay. So between theaters and performing, there's vast differences. But then there's so many things that you take that are intangible, and you don't realize them. I think I've really been successful at what I do in my professional life over the last few years, and that's probably because I think working with you guys closely and performing with yourselves and like-minded people, it really opens you up to other ideas, right?
What's some of the stupid stuff that's happened?
There's plenty. There's absolutely plenty. So I do scenography, and I do it really. I'm proud of how well I can do it. And scenography is nothing but setting up scenes and stages. But what that means,
like the props,
right?
Yeah.
What that means backstage is you have racks and racks of props that are organized a certain way, and we're very meticulous about how they're stored and how they're assembled and brought on stage and so on. So there's different rules, and a lot of the times I will get a trainee, an intern, or somebody will be sent over to me unfiltered, and these people are you have to kind of give them a crash course on grab this when they say that and say this when they do this. But then I had this one guy, and from the beginning I had this massive afro. So I first of all,
it's not Rushdi, right?
No.
Okay.
Let's say his name is
Bushdi,
right? He's called Bushdi because, frankly, I kept getting his name wrong, and I just gave him a name in the end.
I did.
So
let's call him Waleed. Waleed, because that's what you call him.
Yeah, Waleed, which is not his name, by the way, but Waleed is what eventually I called him. So I had this intern for a few weeks, and so Waleed, right off the bat, and I thought he was just messing me around, but I said something to him a couple of times in the beginning, and he picked up his massive afro from around his ears, and he said, I don't hear well. And I'm like, okay, must be a teenager, whatever, like a protest. And he really did not hear well. So I tell him, hey, grab those chairs, put them on the left side of the room, and he'd grab the chairs and just put them in the middle of the room, right? That's one example. I tell him, take this rug and put it in the carpet, put it in the shelf that says carpet. And he wouldn't. He'd just put it somewhere else, like
just dumb.
All the time. Half the time he's doing like whatever is going on in his little world.
Yeah.
But then you're trying to like really be patient and say, Waleed, this is the way to do it, and so on.
But on stage,
and then he runs on stage with random things.
This is someone else. I'm talking about shows. You've done shows, both of you, what's stuff that's just been really stupid for you? Like
once I was doing a scene with Kems, and me and Kems, we don't we don't connect 100%. It's no secret, and we're doing a scene, and we've obviously established there's some sort of tension in our relationship on stage. Off stage is a totally different topic. I don't want to talk about it. I pop open his suitcase, and I say something along the lines of, you've got too much fat. Like something like that. But I don't call him fat. I just say too much fat. So I'm hoping this goes somewhere else as I'm saying it, because I'm like, this is not going to end well. And then I crack open the suitcase to make the dialogue seem cool. I don't know what's in the suitcase, because improvisers, we have no idea what's in the props. There's a gun. There's a gun. And what do you do with the gun? You point it at someone. So I point the gun at him, and I'm here to kill the fat. And someone from the audience later told me that they were hurt by what I said, because I was saying, because that's like basically I want to kill fat people.
Well,
and I was like,
I'll tell you about a time that we did a Bollywood show, and part of that is getting an audience member up on stage.
Oh, that's way more difficult.
As you know, the show is 90% improvised, but there's story beats that need to be done as a traditional Bollywood film, where boy meets girl,
dance number,
girl's dad, boy meets girl's parents don't like her, plot hatches to assassinate the parents. So we take the audience members through this journey, and I remember we're all part of this. However, the person on stage at that time was this one of the other cast, and she was playing the mother, and she got a little bit excited when the son, who was the audience member, was meeting the parent in the show.
Yes.
And he said something cheeky, and she turned around and slapped him.
No. I said.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's right.
So something happened, and I said, "Oh, slap him!" And obviously, I'm saying it in character, and I did not expect her. She turns around and slapped him, whacked him on the back or something, and we all froze. Like the audience froze, I froze, and we were all just like, what did you actually do?
And on that same show, once we had a number of audience members come in as thugs. They just come in and play thugs, and one of them, I guess, slipped over a balloon, fell, and smashed their back on stage.
That was scary.
For a second I was like, oh.
I remember you said that they did the whole thing in character, like, are you okay? Hey, we don't have insurance, but please keep your mouth shut. And
that was just real.
That was real. There was a cool one though, where you remember when that girl, she did like a double kick, turn around, backflip thing, and she was like, because she was trained, and we're like, whoa! It was like watching Bruce Lee show up on the Green Hornet and go, oh, he's not just a driver. That's cool. Improv shows will do that, man. So bad audiences. Fun times. Anyway,
you're out of time, and now it's time for audience review.
Hey, the guys are just getting coffee and stuff.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm Ramesh.
Hey, Ramesh, are you here to check stuff?
No, not that.
Ask him for a job.
We can do the tech.
Don't ask straightforward, otherwise he won't hire.
Have you just handed me your CV? Is this a printout?
Ask slowly. Don't ask like that.
Okay.
Make friends first.
Raju, I'm doing it. No.
Guys, you talk to him. He can hear us.
I can see. You're right here.
You can hear us?
I'm there. Yeah.
Oh my God. This man is very intelligent. I'm making the friendships with you.
So this says Raju Rameshwaram Samarana Nati Puram.
That's both of us. We want to save one paper. Printing is 2 dirhams.
Too much expensive.
Page,
but this paper just says one thing. It's got one line that says, "Give me job."
That is what straight to the point we are like that.
We are good.
What do you do?
What's your name?
I'm Osama, guys. This is the audience review section. Have you heard the show at all?
Audience are viewing what? What are they viewing?
They're reviewing the Sal and Rushdi podcast.
They are reviewing.
No.
It's like the real estate. Raju is viewing. We do real estate. We do the real estate. Look at us. Look at us. What studio? 1 bedroom you want?
No.
You have big family.
The podcast. Review the podcast.
What is this part? Part in Hindi meaning like farting. What is this part? Farting?
Yeah.
You're doing the casting for the fartings.
No. It's like a radio show, but for internet.
Radio.
We are on the radio.
We're on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Raju. Hello, mother.
Hello.
Everybody,
back
home.
Which station is this?
This is the Salin Rushdi Do podcast.
No. What number on the dial frame?
No. It's internet. There's no
101.
frequency.
Internet.
What is that? Internet doesn't have numbers. What is going on?
Oh my God, guys, how are you gonna review the show if you don't even know where it's
We will
coming
view.
from?
We will view.
Are you paying us for it? What is going on?
No, I don't know. Are you guys for real?
We
Yeah.
are.
Are you sure you're at the right address?
See, I'm touching
we've been
him.
sitting
Where
here
is-
outside for two half hour. You guys are talking. I
Yeah.
thought the other interviews going on.
Yeah.
The first two people not good. You take us.
This is their show.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we are
How
Salin Rushdie.
how they got the show?
Yeah.
They made it. Like they created it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Who are you then?
I'm a guest. I'm just like
He's also
I'm just
looking
here for
He's
this
also
episode.
looking for a job, man.
Wasting your time.
Whoa.
What do you want?
What do you
What
want?
do you want from us?
Give the CV back. Let's
Yeah, waste of paper.
Yeah.
Have to go back to Desco.
Oh my god, Desco is expensive. We
Just
go to
before you
Karama.
go, could you review like the show?
It is okay.
Yeah, you don't have enough vacancies
Yeah. You need the more jobs for people here.
and
Okay.
high salary.
We didn't understand anything because you are talking about, I don't know, what was
What is that? There's the show you're taking.
Meister,
the show,
Meisters.
Meisters.
Maestro.
We are also masters.
Yes.
You hire
Yeah.
us and you'll see how
I thought
master.
school is hiring or
Yeah.
headmasters.
What is
No,
this?
no. This
No,
is
Maestro.
Maestro Theater.
What is this
You
theater?
talk about snogging, I thought kissing or something.
Yeah.
No. That's like,
I'll do anything for the job.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
saying.
We
Yeah.
come. It is a
I
combination.
tell you what, we'll call you. I'll pass the message on to the guys.
Call you only.
We don't have the mobile. Huh?
That's smart.
Nice try.
That's why we
you
come
cannot
in the
disturb
person.
us at home. You're trying to call us.
Personal time we don't work.
Yeah.
Personal
What's-
is.
Only
guys,
at the work
What
time.
do you unpack? You brought pillows?
Yes.
Yeah,
Blankets?
we
Yeah.
will take a break over here.
What
Yeah.
the
We are
toothbrush?
waiting for when the job is available.
Yeah, we will strike when the opportunity is hot.
You're
Yeah.
just moving into the studio
Yes.
now?
Raju, he will leave at some point.
Yeah, then we can stay here. I saw.
He will become the new guest.
I saw Chai also
How much
in
you
the
got
kitchen.
paid to be the guest?
With respect, huh? With respect, you can tell us.
Yeah.
To be honest, they bought me tea and biscuits only.
That is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we also have
We
tea.
haven't eaten
Come.
for 2 days now. It is tea and biscuit. Tea and biscuit.
And biscuit.
Yeah.
These are two separate
Did
meals.
the tea have the sugar or buy separate?
No, with sugar. It's sweet tea.
Generous,
my
huh?
God.
Sounds like a good podcast. This is a podcast you said, huh?
Yeah, podcast. Yeah.
Raju, we start our own podcast.
We'll do our own, man.
We'll do.
These
We don't
guys-
need you. Ah,
Get lost. You have a job or no?
yeah.
No, I don't.
Or-
Yeah, then get lost.
Yeah.
If you have a job, then come to us.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Where's
Thank
the
you.
dot? Run.
All right, see you. Bye, I guess. That was weird.
Sorry, Sama. I was. I need
See,
to.
I told you. I showed you the room I go to every time.
Yeah. It's a
nice,
nice
right?
room. Yeah.
It's got a PlayStation and
Yeah.
everything.
Guys,
Huh?
What?
How's the audience review? So is it done?
two dudes came in here
Two dudes. Oh.
without trousers. They had like a thing on, a dress,
Yeah.
like a skirt thing on,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And they brought their CV, and
Oh, that stuff
they
happens.
were not audience. Did you put on Debizzle or something? They came here.
No, we have an open house kind of audience
Yeah, man.
here, and some
See,
of them don't.
we're open.
Dude, they were
open to anything.
aggressive, man.
Oh,
Those guys.
Well, did you get a review from them?
To
Yeah.
be honest,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. It was really a lot
It's a
of back and
letdown.
forth. And
It's like, there's a reason why you can't host. We established that at the start.
There you go. There you go.
Well-
Sam, we still need to work on it. Thankfully, you didn't invite 6 of your friends to this one.
And your wife.
Can you sit outside the door while I record a podcast?
Don't come in, Osama's on.
Podcast, I enjoy it. Because I worked on the radio when I was in university as well, a couple
Yeah.
of years in the UK. So I like that. I like that you can. There's no audience in the flesh, and I think that takes a lot of pressure off. Now I obviously feel a different way. I'm quite happy to be on stage and
Yeah.
be in front of an audience, but wasn't the case a few years ago. You know.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of... I have friends who did stand-up comedy and then went to online videos and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that reason. They were just like, I feel more comfortable shooting my own stuff in my own privacy without judgment in the moment. I enjoy both though, I
Yeah.
like filming, but I also like live stuff. You miss it.
Yeah,
Well,
I prefer live stuff, to be
Don't
honest.
we have something? What's our next bit?
bit?
Yeah.
Of course, it's question time. Question time.
Do I get to read the questions?
You can read the
Man,
questions.
now I gotta go again. It's question time.
All right.
I didn't. I gotta go again.
Do I jump in straight away? I
no,
just
you
asked the
don't.
question?
Don't
What-
jump.
No.
What do I do?
Shut your mouth.
Okay.
Question time. Why aren't you speaking? Man.
okay, I got it.
No, I give up. I
I'm
give up.
doing
It's
it, I'm
over.
doing it. Okay.
It's over. No.
Okay, this is a
Don't touch my
question.
belt.
No comments, please.
No comments.
What are our questions?
Okay, this is a question from Nimesh.
Wow, you made Nimesh sound so foreign right now. It's
The mesh is from the UK.
Nimesh Patel.
You think he eats curries, but he doesn't.
Well, actually, he doesn't. So the question is interesting. He goes, Sal and Rushdi do. Where can I get the best burger in Dubai?
Oh,
Nimesh bhai,
it's depends on the price point.
you gotta go bun kebab from Ravi restaurant. Nimesh bhai.
Who's asking? Is it Nimesh or Nimesh? Nimesh Patel.
Quite a few, aren't there? There's price point burgers.
Oh
I'd say.
yeah, that's a thing
Yeah?
now.
I like this way, the way you're thinking. All right, let's start from like go
Cheap.
low to high. Like
Low?
Okay, let's go low. There's a place in Gises. It's
Yeah.
called Breeze Restaurant.
Breeze.
They've got this mutton burger Adi. Oh my lord,
Butter burger Adi.
Yeah. So
What
Adi without the vegetables and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, it's
But
bomb.
did you see how his accent changed?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
just
he
went
went
like,
full-
there's this place called Breeze. They've got
Mutton,
Adi. And then
It's like the way they said it.
mutton burger Adi, because he won't give it to you otherwise. He won't.
By the way, why'd you have to say Adi? Adi means regular, by
Exactly, because if you don't say Adi, they put in a tomato slice and all that
Oh,
other
right,
garbage.
right,
You don't want
that's
any
so
of that.
interesting.
the way. So that's Breeze and Casey.
That's like $6.
Mutton burger Adi. Oh, $6.
Actually, no, it'll be 4 because it's Adi. So
Wow.
Jebel
German
Al Noor?
burger.
Jabal Noor is okay.
Cheap.
Breeze is same level, but
Yeah.
Jabal yeah, sure, it'll do the job. It'll do
Yeah,
the job.
no, there's one I had recently. Oh, when I was in Sharjah, I used to like this place called Hot Burger.
Hot
Yeah.
Burger is the Seven Dwarf, right? They got the guy in green.
I
What's
guess,
his name?
yeah,
With the purple
but,
hat.
yeah. And I don't know how, I haven't had them for years.
Do
but
they do
no,
like a chili cheese fries or something that's famous there? I
no,
was
I don't
taken
think so.
once
I
at
used to have the
night to
burger.
somewhere in
Just the
Sharjah and
burger.
it was about chili cheese fries at a local shop.
no idea. But yeah, it's a local cafeteria chain.
If you had to choose between
Food poisoning
a
or
junk
death?
food
okay.
place or
Right.
cafeteria, what would you choose? When I say junk food, I mean Burger King, McDonald's, but you can only pick one
Oh,
For
man.
burgers?
for a meal in general.
Oh, that's a...
Like you have to pick cafeteria or McDonald's,
Okay, so-
cafeteria or Burger King.
for the variety.
Yeah, this is something we got to distinguish because cafeterias in the UAE are very different to cafeterias around the world. The cafeteria around the world really has like a 4 or 5.
Well, when we're talking
item
about
menu.
cafeterias here, we're talking about local diners.
They have a huge menu.
Yeah.
Here they will do curries, they'll do Chinese food,
Yeah,
they'll do
yeah.
soups,
It's like
they'll
everything.
do roast chicken.
That's
they do
true.
everything.
That's what I mean, like variety-wise.
Yeah.
You gotta go
Cafeteria.
that.
I got spoiled when I came here. We don't have
Yeah.
like a cafeteria is a cafeteria, but here it's like everything, and they'll
Yeah.
make it. So that versus what a chain food restaurant,
Correct.
right? This is the problem. What if like Applebee's was in a chain food restaurant or a TGI
No, we're talking
not.
about fast food
Yeah,
level.
it's
Oh right,
Not
fast food.
IHOP,
Oh
not,
yeah, so
not restaurant-y.
Yeah,
Apple
not
for
TGI's.
Apple. Yeah,
You're like
okay.
TGI's. I pick TGI's.
Yeah.
What are you, that guy in class? You want to slap? Get bullied in class.
I'll throw down. I'll say cafeteria. I pick cafeteria that way. I've had some
Cool.
Chinese food
Since
at
the three
cafeteria.
of us are cafeteria, which cafeteria?
Oh.
Let's go deeper.
Like
Let's
you
see
have
your
to
childhood
lock into
traumas.
I don't have a complete favorite, but Ijaza is on my hit list
Ooh,
these days.
Ijaza.
Yeah, old classic place here.
What's the one that
Eat and drink.
That's the one. Eat and drink. That's
Yeah.
to be honest, that's the only.
Eat and drink
cafeteria
is
I've been
classic.
to.
Really?
Nah, dude.
They're
There's
everywhere.
Seashell.
Oh,
There's
Seashell.
Yeah, yeah, they
Seashell's
look
good.
identical.
Hot
Sorry,
Burger.
Yeah.
Ijaza cafeteria.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other ones that I like. Oh, I forgot the name of one of them. Drive past it every day. But yeah, Eat and Drink is like a dominating force in the cafeteria game. Like they're next to
Right.
each other.
Yeah.
I used
Like,
to
Eat and
laugh
Drink
when
is
I used
so
to see the
aggressive.
name, and now
Yeah.
they're like everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
I-
that, they gave that some thought.
I was in Abu Dhabi where they had Eat and Drink cafeteria next to their own supermarket, next to their
Wow.
own like a couple of other different shops, like a whole.
Dude, they have a
listing.
branch across the Burj Al Arab, man.
Oh yeah.
There you,
You
go.
can
And it's a
sit there.
cafeteria, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And like, see that.
So here's the
and-
thing about cafeterias. Cafeteria do all food, but just average,
Yep.
right?
No, there's always this every cafeteria, and that's why it's hard picking my favorite cafeteria
Yeah.
because all of them have one or two things that are really good at that place.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And so I want to go there for having that.
It's almost like the chai, man. Everyone makes chai. Yes, they cook it at different temperatures. Not temperatures, but they all cook it for
Tea
different
break
durations.
is a good one for cafeteria food.
But let me bring it back now, though. Like so,
Raju omelet.
Let me bring it back to original tangent, which was burger.
Yes.
So then
gun to your head.
you got
Pick
the
a burger.
cheapest
mutton burger Adi.
Right, and then
In Breeze Cafeteria, Gisses.
right, 4 dirham. That's awesome. Actually, go up from
I
there.
don't know which one's my favorite cheap one. That's interesting. I'm
Mutton burger Adi is for me.
Yeah,
What
I gotta
is-
try that. Maybe I haven't had this. There was one place I tried recent. Oh, Hot Burger. I'll go with the Hot Burger.
Hot burger.
Yeah.
All right.
So now up to 30 dirhams. So I'm guessing that's like fast food
He didn't
world.
say his.
It doesn't matter.
cheap.
It's okay. He's the guest. We
He's
don't
just-
care.
You guys, I just do a McDonald's double cheeseburger. That's
No. Now we're talking
Lowest
at the
of the
30
low.
dirham level.
Oh, the 30. Man.
This was complete cheapness. We were talking about 5 dirham
I'll tell you,
burgers
this
where we're
is-
not sure if it's real meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is for me, value for money. This is around the 30 mark. I think a little bit over. But if you can get down to Denny's Diner and
They do a pretty decent burger.
I think
will-
around that price
I will give you
point.
that.
I've
Yeah.
never eaten burger from Denny's.
Yeah,
I have
it's-
had it once. Yeah.
Me, I'm a
Alright.
sucker for the chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah,
Chicken and waffles.
yeah, those are a bit pricier though. The burger 30 dirham is more fast foodish, so
Yeah.
I would say we're looking at the chains now.
Yeah. McDonald's. Oh, sorry, not McDonald's.
Shake
McDonald's.
Shack?
I'd have a. Ooh, Shake Shack is
on the-
30.
Yeah, they're quite right. I like
No,
their-
it's 35. 40
Yeah, I'd go-
plus.
that's-
okay.
Soft bread.
I was at Popeye's chicken.
Ooh, Popeyes.
Oh, yeah.
That's up there.
That's
Yeah.
up there.
I'm gonna have to put, like, if I'm in a chicken mood and there's it's so funny. Osama and I we headed off from a
Let me
show.
start this story.
And we were both like,
So
no, we
one
had-
day, these guys ask me, "Hey man, are you gonna eat something? Do you want to get something to eat?" And I'm like, "I'm not that hungry." And they're like, "You're not that hungry? Cool. Let's just go home. Cancel plan." And I say, "Are you sure, guys?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, but you're hungry, so nah,
was like, no,
it's
I'm
okay."
tired. I'll
go
So I
home.
say, "Okay," and I leave.
And the three of us independently,
No, I wasn't there.
3 different
The
cars.
Rushdi-
I was-
we left off
we
in
left
our
independently
respective cars.
in respective cars, and then I
Because we like to kill the climate that way.
Hells yeah.
Hell yeah.
Don't leave anything for the next gen. Suck it, Greta. So
Very aggressive.
it's a different. It's for a different podcast. And then I stop at a Popeyes, like 15 minutes down the road, and there I run into Sal, who was already there. Like, he already had his food there.
I was ordering. I was going back to my car to get something, and I see him rush in, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, hey, guess who showed up? And then he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm also ordering food. I tried shaming you about it.
Can I get a picture of the both of them ordering food?
He's like, oh, what you getting? Okay, that's bigger than my meals. That's a few more calories.
So that's up there with the chicken stuff. I
Yeah,
like Shake Shack. I'm not. Oh no, sorry. We're doing fast food chaining. Wendy's is pretty good. I think beef wise.
Yeah, they do.
I haven't had Wendy's in a while.
The Hardee's Big Deluxe.
Is
there.
the Baconator Wendy's? Because
Yeah.
is that them?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, you live like on top of
a Wendy's, yeah, that's a
interesting.
probably don't appreciate her enough.
Wendy's is like,
Is there
come on
Wendy's
down.
here?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
5 minutes away.
Come on.
Yeah, I
Come
don't.
see me sometime.
Nah. Where's Popeye?
I'm wafting. I'm wafting.
There used to be a Popeyes down here.
Huh?
There
Yeah,
used to be
there
a
is.
Popeyes, but you didn't eat enough, so it closed down.
No. Poor guys.
All right, so now going up from 30. Is that your 30 then, Rushdi? What's your...
Yeah, I'd go Popeye. I was gonna say Burger King, the barbecue.
Oh, see, that's the thing. Like, it's hard
like-
for me. It depends on the day
Yeah,
and
so
mood.
this is the sweet spot. You see,
Yeah,
this range
Whopper.
is the sweet spot for...
Yeah,
do a
Whopper is
Whopper
classic. Every
sometimes.
once in a while, I just need a Whopper.
Need a
Like,
Whopper.
It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Wow. Or
We covered all. Sometimes
Basically
the
said all the
McDonald's
burgers.
double cheeseburger.
That's
So now we
that's the
go
next
one-
Burger
one
King
price
commercial.
higher.
There's
Yeah.
like 3 guys just sat there, right, and on this mountain, right, and they're all like lumberjacks, and one guy turns to the other two and says, "Sometimes I just need a Whopper." And then end a commercial right there.
Really?
No, this is
No,
what
no.
I, oh my god.
Sounds like that, isn't
Really?
it?
This really happens.
I'm like, that's not a bad idea. Yeah.
Let's
All
go
right,
plus
let's go up
10,
now.
15 dirhams more. So that's like 40, 45.
Shake Shack and salt are up there.
Oh,
Although I
salt,
feel
nice
like salt's Standard has dipped a little
Oh,
bit.
why
On the
are you
chicken
whispering
side.
that part? Why are you whispering that?
Because
part?
I don't
They
know.
might hear
You
us?
know what? Because last time I wrote a joke of a review for them, and their marketing team reached out to me and said,
my goodness.
"Oh, we're very sorry about disappointing you. How can we make up?" And I was like, "No, I was just kidding."
Jokes. I am a comedian, please.
No, Sal, you should have been like, I don't know, it might take 20,
My
30,
comment was so
40
stupid
burgers
too.
to
It
fix
did
this.
not deserve a callback because I wrote, went in there with my wife asked me to pick up salt. Went in there disappointed, no salt. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
One of
Just a
those.
cheesy, stupid line. I was
No,
just
I thought
writing
it was
stuff
legit,
up.
like, you were
no
disappointed.
real thing. And they called up, and I was like, I should
dear.
have. In hindsight, I should have gone. My last experience was not great.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
maybe a coupon or something.
Yeah.
But no, I panicked, and I'm like, I'll delete it. Don't worry.
What, I know you pranked Big Dave at Pickle.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
does that, are we going higher for Pickle, or is that
No, I
around
think
that
Pickle
price
comes into
point?
that. Pickle's got a good couple of burgers as well.
Pickle is like that good friend I meet once every 6
Yeah.
months and I have a great time,
Oh,
but I
yeah.
don't go back for a while.
Yeah. I could eat a salt burger, a Shake Shack burger any day of the week.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really...
I don't know if that's commendable or
Sweet
you're
spot.
just a fatty bum bum.
They're all, you all look worried about my cholesterol.
Like, yeah,
and
that-
health.
that oh wow was like, oh
yeah.
wow.
And what's your emergency number? You know what?
The
There's
threat.
another
I
one.
Under
can
insurance.
eat a box of donuts.
There's one that I
every
really
day. What do we do? Clap? what are we supposed? Get you a doctor?
There's not much else going on in my life. Okay.
I
There's
intervened.
a Cheesecake Factory sliders also. They're in this price range, and they actually are pretty good. Not gonna lie.
Question.
And Five Guys back in the States, not here though.
okay.
No, but
Not
Five
here.
Guys is good here also. But
It's
I
good.
haven't been to the States. So
Yeah, I haven't
Which
tried.
state's
I
better?
haven't tried.
I liked
the
it
one in the
better
States.
over there.
But are sliders real burgers or not? This is the
Yeah.
question that
Yeah,
the people
dude.
want to know.
Yeah, why not?
I love
Because
sliders.
salt is essentially slider size.
Shake Shack is slider size, no?
Almost, yeah.
Slightly
yeah.
bigger.
Slightly bigger, but yeah.
Whenever
But
I
it's
eat
a
a Shake Shack,
one-hander, isn't it? Like, you
Exactly.
just kind of pound in your mouth with one hand.
Yeah.
There was a place in Malaysia. You guys, I don't know if you ever heard of it or been there. Carl's Jr. It's
Carl's Jr.
it's
Isn't that Hardee's?
It's
Yeah.
a
the same
subsidiary
company.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, same company, dude. Carl's Jr. burgers were amazing. This was in Malaysia. I don't know how it is in the States. If it's still as
They're
good.
They're good there as well.
Oh my God, it
they
was so
have
good.
more Carl Juniors than Hardee's around there.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
wow.
Carl's
Yeah.
Jr. was the best burger I've ever had in my life.
You know, coming back to Pickle, I
Yeah.
was really keen on checking it out, especially after I watched your prank video, right? And I grabbed my brother. I was like, we're going to go down to this place. I think they do like some hot stuff. And so we got their whatever burgers, but we wanted to try some of their hot things. So they have this scale on the, and
Yeah.
you can pick sort of what Scoville heat you want. And we didn't go very high. I think the highest they have is the Carolina Reaper.
Yeah.
So they do a sauce or they dunk their chicken in that. And we did some chicken strips that were maybe 2 notches below that. I can't remember. I want to say habanero, or not habanero, but something like that, right? So that's like their second notch in the heat, or the third notch in the heat scale that they have there. And when they brought the kickers, they brought gloves. They're like, ooh, fancy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we feel cool about this, and napkins and like aprons and stuff. And I took one bite, and I was like, and I can handle heat, but I took one bite, and I was
Oh,
like, this is
wow.
bad, right?
Yeah.
And so what does man brain do? What does man brain says? Take another bite, right? You need to adapt, right? So you kind of halfway through this strip.
We need to push through.
Yeah.
Screw your emotions.
Exactly. It's me and my brother going, it's great. Right? And so we then, like halfway through, I drop the thing, the gloves are off, I'm sweating, I'm like, I've finished my drink, I'm like trying to eat like other stuff, and like I'm really having a total like heat and meltdown. Stomach starts hurting. And so, you know, when you're like kind of don't know what to do, you're like, ooh, and then you're flapping your arms and you're sweating. So I
Yeah.
started to do different shit, like, you know, like
Trying
slap my
different
head or whatever,
Yeah.
right? You
Anything to
like
distract
and then
you.
I start to do a clap. I clap a couple of times like that. And so do you know what happened?
You start clapping?
I'm like, oh, it's hot, right? You know, like that. I start
the
clapping,
heck?
and there's people and sitting in like other tables, and they thought I was really appreciating the kitchen. So everyone starts clapping, and so there's a massive clap going, and the kitchen's going, thank you, thank you.
And you're just seizing on the floor.
Oh, you like it? You like it?
Look, he's breakdancing. No, he's having a seizure.
Like it turned into a Mexican wave.
That's awesome.
But no, so that place I'd rate that definitely.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
good.
experience. I talk about about it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're good on that too. Pickle, they don't. Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the place. This was with Stats, because Stats is very adventurous with his ordering of food. First time in my life, I ate a donut.
Yeah.
Instead of the burger buns, it was donut. It was glazed donut. Dude, I was on the toilet for like 2 days.
Burger.
A burger. It was very American.
Wow. Out here in Dubai, though?
Yeah, man, it was so nice. A sweet donut.
I think it's that
with
sweet and
How
savory
have I missed
thing,
that?
right?
But man, my toilet
Made you feel sick?
yeah, I took up accommodation in the toilet for like 2 days because it was just too much for my
Yeah.
body.
The question is, was it worth it?
I'm scared because I'm
pause.
sure I'll make that mistake again.
it
Nice.
just,
It was maybe half, maybe
That's
2 and a half.
interesting. You know, the sweet and savory, and that's probably why you like Shake Shack burgers as well.
Yeah, nice.
It's the sweet and savory. Same reason we like salted caramel. There are these two cricket players in India. They used to be legends back in the day, and all they would eat on tour, this is true, they would take a burger bun, put a scoop of ice cream on there, and then a chicken breast, and then Nando's peri peri sauce.
Yeah.
And then that's the burger, and they swear that that's the most delicious burger ever.
Nice. I gotta look that up. I know. I'm up for trying stuff if it
Spicy
involves
ice cream?
Who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? All right. I think that wraps up our burger and questions and the podcast.
Yeah, that's correct.
Which means Sal and Rushdi done.
Enjoy career आपको. चलो guys, like, share, love और subscribe. और join us next time for Sal and Rushdi.